Do you know how to change a tire on a dirt bike? Well, I got the video for you tonight. Stick around. That kind of rhymed, didn't it? Change a tire on a dirt bike. I got the video for you tonight. Anyway, stick around. I've got a CRF110 that I'm putting a new tube on. So I can't find my other tire irons, but I bought some. They look like the all metal ones. I'll try to put a picture of them up here off Amazon. They were really cheap and they're lighter weight. And I thought they'd be good, but honestly, it's one of those tools I would spend a little bit more money on and get a decent set. So these are the cheaper ones I was talking about that I bought. They're lightweight, but you can see on the end of them, they've been up and they just didn't, I don't know, they just don't work very good. Because I ended up using a lot more than I thought I would. And with the ones that I had, every time I would go to break a bead, especially on a full-size bike or something, they'd bend in half. And just, I couldn't get good leverage. They just weren't very good. I bought these, I don't know, probably, I'm gonna guess Amazon, maybe at O'Reilly's or something. They're not as packable, they're not, as easy to carry, but they work so much better. They got a real small scoop on the end. So get good tools. All right, so to do a tire change, there's a lot of different things you can use and processes, but this is just gonna be in the garage, using my tailgate and just some hand tools and some dish soap mixed with water in a spray bottle. Obviously, this is a different tube than the CRF110. This is a tube off of my WR450 that I'm going to install, and I will do a video on that one too. Let's get a tube, a bead buddy, a bead lock. I don't know what this thing's called, bead buddy. Very helpful. Valve stem puller, very useful. It's tire tools. For this, so this tire's holding air, but it's getting low. This, it'll apply to a big tire also, but so the first thing I'm gonna do is let the air out. Actually, smaller tires are softer, I guess. They're not as stiff, but they can be a pain. Since this tube's already bad, I'm not going to worry about taking the valve stem out. I like to get soapy water. One thing I will say is get some good tire spins. See, no matter what side you start on, I guess. Just kind of go around it and break the bead. No matter what side you start on, I guess. Just kind of go around it and break the bead. Probably should put something underneath this. Hold on, let me get the odds. If it anything special, it's just car wash soap and water in a spray bottle. Alright. So I'm going to take my first tool, actually. Now, these tires look old. See how I stuck that one underneath that sprocket. So, we'll get these going. Yeah. Yep. I'll get one out. Just kind of work it around. Usually get that other spoon. Well, that first spoon is still not working. Alright. Yes. This little CRF110 I bought. Depends what town hall these tires are, these tubes. I put air in this thing the other night, and it was low, it was flat when I got it. I got that all the way off. I'm going to flip it over. Repeat the process on this side. Yeah, I did this before with cheap tire irons and charge spoons, and it was not enjoyable. And this, like I said, the process is the same. Big tire, little tire, doesn't matter. Yeah, I did this before with cheap tire irons and charge spoons, and it was not enjoyable. And this, like I said, the process is the same. Big tire, little tire, doesn't matter. Big tires are usually just more stiff. Alright. Now we got her going, I think. This backside, sometimes it's hard. Just trying to catch the edge of that bead. There, we got her. Alright, so of course, the bolt's rusted on the valve stem. Why would it not be? What size these are? These little ones are always hard to put the wrench in there. That there. Nope, I think it's 12. Alright. Let's change gears. 12. These little bikes, it's almost impossible. It's so hard to get to. I think it's turning. Got it. Now this may be the point where I can pull the valve stem because you've got to compress it down. So if you don't have the valve stem, this one kind of sucks. It's got this little handle on it, it's the T part, but if you have a valve stem tool, get a metal one. Don't use the plastic ones on your valve stem cap. valve stem. That's what you want to do. Push this wheel down. Push it down. So you can see it better. That was a lot rougher than it should have been. If I was halfway smart, it's hard to place this tire while I'm doing this. If I don't have a tire, I got the tube. I got that all the way off. I'm going to flip it over. Repeat the process on this side. Yeah, I did this before with cheap tire irons and tire spoons, and it was not enjoyable. And this, like I said, the process is the same. Big tire, little tire, doesn't matter. Alright. Nasty tube. Throw it away. Alright, so I wiped off some of that dirt and stuff. You always want to check your rim tape, make sure it's good. This rim tape, it's okay, it's not great, but I'm just going to go with it for today. So, I always put a little air in my tube, just enough to get it. Alright, so we got a little bit of shape, so what we're going to want to do, some guys use baby powder. I always just use soapy water. I think the baby powder is supposed to go in there and help it lubricate it or something. So we're going to work this tube into the tire. Try to just not get super nasty dirty, but it probably will. Kind of open up the tire and go around it. I've got tube in. Alright. What I like to do, I know most guys pull the valve stem out at this point. But I do not. I just dump out. Every time I pull the valve stem out, I end up getting pinch flat. Alright, so this tire has a rotation. Rotation is this way. So, here's what I do. I'll start this over here, and I will so what we're trying to do is get this tire on the outside of this wheel on both. You know what I didn't do? Time out. Alright, we need to find, there's my valve stem hole. So you kind of want to get your valve stem hole close to where your valve stem is. I'll show why in a minute. What our end goal here is to get the tire on both sides of this, with the wheel in the center. And some guys can smash them down and get it in there. I never had good luck. This is usually my preferred method right here. Usually I do this pushed up against my truck boot, my tailgate, but just doing the floor like we're out on the trail and have flat. So I'm getting that, working that bead around. Just want to be real careful with that tube. Pretty good luck. So let's put it in here. Oh, it's close. There we go. Alright. So say I got this side, it's out of the wheel. So do the same thing. This side. Step before, you just gotta be careful. You just want to get that curved piece in there. You don't want to catch that tube. If you catch the tube, you probably know it. What's worse is when you don't know it, and then you put the whole thing on, you gotta air it up, and you realize you gotta hold it to. So I think that's the trick I've learned. You just want to catch that edge. Just catch that bead with that edge of that tool. If you get stuck, take a break. Alright, so now dump some more air out of here. This probably best. Pull your valve stem out. Okay, so I'm gonna feed that valve stem through there. I see how it's not real straight right now, so I'm gonna rotate that wheel around until the thing's pretty straight. Put the nut on. Hopefully, get the rotation going the right way. We'll get that nut finger tight. Alright. So I think that's the hard part. This part's usually pretty easy. Bead keeper, very handy. I can't really remember. I think most people say start on the opposite side of your valve stem, but I was close. Now it's got one more little bite. Get this thing in there. Might have to. Sometimes you gotta do one. Oh, what? There's that side. I just kind of want to work your way around slowly. I don't know why. I think these little tires are harder because these tools tend to go a little bit too far. And these tubes are cheaper Amazon tubes, so I'm sure that does not help the cause. Looking all the way around here. I'm going to try to dump a little more air out of this tube. think maybe that's where I'm hitting my trouble. I'm rolling the dice with this, so I'm not going to pull that valve stem out. I think if I pull the valve stem out, it could give me a little bit more room to work. But these wheels are such a pain to put them back in. Alright. Device in there. We'll start over here. These little tires are so much tighter. This one in here. That's close now. Well, need one more stick. Get it. That's what I'm working with. Just right there. Okay, let's see. Tape stitch is pretty hard. It's a little bit. Well, I might end up having to take this thing off. There we go. Alright. The moment of truth. We've all been waiting for. I'll stand back in. Let's put some air in it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, these little tires, they're fine. I just did the rear tire on my WR450. I put new Kenda Trackmaster 2 on it. I don't know what these, got 18 pounds in it. I'm gonna leave it there for now. So you want to make sure bead's seated good. I don't hear any air coming out.